Woo! Fam, there's not a lot, although Kenny Powers reports Bobby Slowick is gone. We just heard conversations about we're going to see what Shanahan wants to offer Slowick, the OC job. And Slowick said, no thanks, Cal, I'm out of here, babe. D'Amico also tried to get, according to who else? There's another Niner Rich, tried to take Chris Kosoric from us. He will reportedly remain with the team. See, fam, this is what I'm saying. People leave us after all we've done for them, and then they want to pick from the same tree that they just fell off of themselves. See, there's no love in the NFL. None, man. That's fine. I think Kyle really wanted Slowick. I don't know what they could have done. It's money. Fam, look, I'm telling you right now, we're not done yet. There's going to be a couple of players that are going to migrate to some of the coaches they enjoyed. Texans got him? Yeah. Damn it. Okay, fam, you know what? Anyway, here's the thing. This is what I don't want to do. I don't want to get depressed. I don't want Niners. As in the words of James Bond, I am stirred, not shaken. The point is, we're stirred, We just went through a little bit of trauma. We know we're better than the Eagles. This is the only thing that sucks. The misrepresentation of the NFC going to the Super Bowl. And Eagle fans, I wish you would say something to me because, I've already met you people on Twitter a couple of times. I'm telling you right now. Come on, bring it. But after a week of the Niners brooding over a loss that, as I say, few in the Niner Empire believe proved nothing more than the Eagles getting the biggest break of all time during a championship game. The 49ers are moving on. In fact, the players are in unison right now with an enthusiasm and eagerness to get back to work. Good. Because my first thing was I was in my own feelings after the game was over. Depression was set in. And I'm sitting back on, man, how you going to do, man? We worked our ass off this year to climb to the levels that we did. We had status. We had rankings. We were rated. We was the bad boys of the NFL. And what do we do? Quarterback gets killed. Minutes after the game starts, we can no longer launch an offensive, which renders our whole game moot. Oh, no, none of that. Fam, going to the phones after going over some of the rhetoric echoing around Santa Clara to assure the Niner faithful, us, and the NFL will not be getting no break from San Francisco in 2023. Forget about it. It's not going to happen. We're going to come back a little more pissed off than we were last year. And that can't be healthy for the NFL. First opponent's going to get his brains beat out. Wouldn't it be nice if it was the Eagles? They won't do that. That's too good. I think you got to play in conference anyway. Call info, by the way, is on the bottom. You see right there at the base of the screen, you'll see the number and the PIN number. You'll need both. If also in the description, all the information you need to get on in here and give us a little bit. Because, fam, I want to know your optimism going into the 2023 season. Because as I said, I've stepped out. I don't like to be feeling unhappy. I got that George Kittle disease. Have fun, no matter what. Have fun. By the way, the Niners haven't made a decision on the new incoming DC as of yet, as they ponder their choices on that matter. It seems like he's already gone already. Fangio is not going. Kyle wants to continue with the continuity of what we're doing now. Don't change anything. And I was, I'm glad here we're on the same page, Kyle. I did not want to change anything. Don't install a new defense. If it ain't fixed, if it ain't broke, don't. If it's not fixed. If it's not broke, don't be fixing it. So we're going to look for Fangio's out. They scheduled my favorite candidate, Steve Wilkes, on an interview for today. No word on that, of course, yet. So we'll need to wait. We'll have to wait. Well, fam, today, so there's not a lot of news going on, right? So I said, let me get together with my boys and girls and the fam and and do a little soul maintenance, you know what I mean? Kittle's confident in 49ers' ability to compete at a high level in 2023, so why shouldn't we be? The close of the 22-23 season was an emotional one for Niners, and ditto for us, extremely ditto for us. The Niners again finished the season strong, making another appearance in the NFC Championship game after riding a 12-game, 98-day win streak. You know, it's asking a lot to go that long, isn't it? Maybe we should have met them 3 or 4 weeks ago. No, well, 2 weeks ago. The good guys' appearance in last weekend's conference championship marked the 49ers' third trip to that stage of the playoffs for the last 4 years. This is why Steve Young came out and said everybody's on the line for trying to get rid of, say anything bad about the 49ers, including getting rid of Kyle Shanahan. He says, if I had to come back to play football, I'd want to come back to this offense with this coach. We need to be grateful, fam. There are 30-something teams, and there's at least 28, 29 teams that wish they could be pissed off about what we're pissed off about. True. Nothing but truth. So no, it wasn't the ending to season that anybody in the Niners empire had envisioned, but all players are walking away knowing they finished amongst the top franchises in the league once again. Trent Williams, about that accomplishment, said this, quote, "It confirmed the talent we have on the roster from top to bottom. The way this team comes out and competes, the brand of ball that we play, we know it's conducive to winning. We know that we are a resilient bunch. We rolled the punches and we did what we could do," unquote. Trent, a damn man. It just was one of those things. But unfortunately, it happens to us too often. But damn it. And he goes, Fred Warner also echoed the sentiment saying, quote, "We had a team ready to win it all and just didn't go our way," unquote. Nick Bosa shares that confidence in the incoming roster. Nick said, quote, "It was an unbelievable season, and I think we have a lot to be proud of and a lot to build on." Nick, you're damn right. You guys, man, we're proud of y'all, man. You guys are some bad mofos. How in the world the quarterback gets taken out of that game, nobody knows. But we do know this. The Eagles better be glad they dodged the damn bullet, boy. He goes on to say that I think there's going to be a lot of same guys back, so that's exciting, unquote. No decisions have been made regarding the quarterback situation just yet. However, should preliminary recovery timelines hold up for both Lance and Purdy, both could be in a game-ready shape for the start of the 2023 regular season. It seems that Purdy is going towards the alternative to the Tommy John surgery, which is not the complete rebuild of the elbow, but a repair procedure that will have him ready to throw in 6 months, according to plan. I hope it works, because how bad would it set him back if he had to go see a year beyond the beginning of the season? This has to work. But in his final address before heading into the offseason, Coach Shanahan pointed out towards in-house talent leading the Niners offense in the fall as opposed to seeking out a high-profile veteran free agent. So no need to get any hopes up to the Niners being active next month during the free agency period, as we always do. I know Big Show is, get up, show off the floor, man. Show! We don't need to go free agency every year. We don't have any money for free agency. Big Show's like you remember when we were little kids and your mom says, okay, listen, you can go with me because there's nobody else home to take care of you. Well, listen, when we get to that store, I don't want to see you throwing temper tantrums and asking me for things I don't really intend to buy. This is Coach Shanahan talking to Show. Big Show! Shanahan added, quote, "I know we have 2 starters on our team right now that I believe we can win with. When you have that situation, you're not that eager to go looking around," unquote. Lance has started 4 games on the course of his 2 seasons with the Niners, while Purdy made 8 starts this season after stepping in during the team's Week 13 matchup. The possibility of establishing that continuity with the quarterbacks under contract, that's something that George Kittle is looking forward to when training camp rolls around. Don't start with all this new stuff. As I said, you bring those guys back that are all pissed off about what just happened, and you bring them up with a gristle standing up on it. I mean, you get them back out there. Let's go. Ah. And DK said being able to build some rapport with someone consistently would be very fun, and that's not Jimmy Garoppolo's fault. That's not Trey's fault. It's not Brock's fault. Hopefully, we can eliminate that bug and just play quarterback. Unquote. Amen. Now, fam, there's no point in us getting our minds in a position where we think that we're not going to have any injuries. We're going to. That's just the way it is with us. We just have to have injuries. We just have to hope that they aren't permanent or not season-ending. And for the most part, we had two that. How many did we have last season? Can you even count them? I mean, we were ridiculous with it. God. But anyway, my background's got a problem. You got issues with the background? Let me see this. Addicted to action. Addicted to action. Fix your background. I love it. That's the background. What? I don't. Are you talking about? Are you alluding toward putting bodies back there on the right side? I'm gonna leave that blank for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone because it's it doesn't. Next person goes there. And most likely, I got a feeling it's gonna be Rice. I'm thinking, because it seems the biggest applause goes for that name when I mention. There's other names, a lot of other names. You want to put a modern day guy in there and also a throwback guy. So, I might. We'll see. Be patient with that wall. My dog is back in town. Howard. Roof. It ain't springtime yet, man. We ain't supposed to be in heat, man. Every time a little filly runs by, we ain't supposed to go nuts. Howard. Now, Howard, you got some sound going on there, Howard. You all right? Let me hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Howard, I'm just calling a feel-good meeting tonight because there's not a lot of news to jump on just yet. I didn't want to miss y'all too long. Howard. Well, that must be your microphone rubbing up against something. And the 49ers are in good spirits right now, so I decided we should be too. Howard, are you eating potato chips?
No.
Howard, you chewing on a bone, ain't you? Oh, dog.
Nah, I don't do those.
That bone marrow is good stuff. You should try that. But Howard, yeah, you know what? I guess it's time to move on from another season of immediate disappointment. But the 49ers seem all pumped up for it. We may have some guys that aren't coming back next year that we can get upset about later on. But Howard, where's your mind at right now? And who do you want to win, if anybody, between the Eagles and the Chiefs?
Well, I mean, I honestly don't care who wins, but I think the Eagles are going to win.
You say they're going to win, or you think they're going to win?
I said, no, I know. I said I think the Eagles are going to win.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
They might, because if Mahomes' leg is not good and he can't get away from that pass rush, he could be in trouble.
I mean, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll perform fine. It's just, everybody else around him probably wouldn't be enough at the moment. So,
of the Chiefs?
Yeah. Yeah, Kelsey and everybody else, that's basically who he's got. So
he's got Jerick McKinnon over there raising hell. You know what? I don't see if they can beat the Bengals. I don't know why they couldn't beat the Eagles. Well, maybe. You could be right.
Yeah, Bengals. Don't get it wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like they're a good team, but they don't have that great individual defenders that could stop these guys all the time. You know what I mean? Like they could do it in spurts. You know what I mean? But Yeah, sometimes you beat the team over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It always comes to a time where you just
They
might
finally get you.
have to. I might finally get you. They might finally get you. So kind of like the Rams did to us last year.
I thought about that as an example. Yeah. Well, and they're coming in there thinking they're going to win their second ring.
Yeah.
The Chiefs going to come in there with a whole lot of motivation because that Mahomes thinks he's going to catch up with Brady at some point in his career. So, he never will, but, Nothing about them, though. You know what? What about now? Now, how do you feel about us going into the next season? Now, some people already laid the doom on us, especially other fans from other supporting franchises. You look at the 49ers and see you get slapped down 3 times. Now, you keep getting up. Are we going to keep on getting up?
Yeah. I know the team gonna get back up again. You know what I mean? There's some changes need to be done. I'm not saying Kyle needs to be fired. Let me fix what I said last night. I did not say I want him fired. I just answered your question. You asked me, am I open to the idea? Would I be open to it? I said, yeah. I would be. I never said I wanted him fired. But he does need to adjust a lot of things as far as really knowing who your opponent is, because Philly they exposed his whole play sheet, and obviously he didn't scope them enough, or he wanted to try to make them look like they were not as good as they probably thought they were, even though that result ended up costing him 2 quarterbacks.
What you just said is basically what Brandon Ayuk said. He didn't think that they were going to be able to stop the 49ers. He said Patrick Mahomes is going to butcher that secondary. We had plans on doing the same thing, which answered my question as to why we weren't running the ball right off the top, since the Eagles hate when you run the ball on them. And that's what Shanahan's plan was. You're exactly right. You know what? You're right, Howard. Sometimes he gets a little too cute. Don't do that just because you know it's there. Do what you're going to do and then surprise them with that a little later.
Exactly. It should have been quick stuff, quick screens, or quick throws over the middle like he was doing.
Yeah.
But he wanted to try to throw a freaking 7-step drop. Like, why? So early, bro.
And hit Ayuk way down the field. And we got to feel that defense out and get a heat check on how well our offensive line is going to deal with them. At least. Okay. It wasn't the offensive line anyway. It was a tight end.
This offensive line definitely needs some changes too. Like McGlinchey, he needs to be gone. I'm sorry. Like, he ain't it, especially for what, 13, 14 million a year, 15 million a year. That's possibly what he can get, according to PFF.
Yeah, that's where the standard's set for the right tackle now. Pretty much half of what the left tackle gets.
Would you be happy with paying him that for another 3 years, 4 years?
No. Unless he can promise me that he's going to be a Pro Bowler within the next year or so. And I don't think he can do that. So,
You need 2 silverbacks. You need 2 silverbacks. You need a silverback on each side. And what I mean by that, I mean a Trent Williams type player.
You need 2 Williams.
He don't have to be Trent, but at least be formidable. Yeah, at least be formidable. You know what I mean? He don't have to be like an elite. Just be good. You know what I mean? McGlinchey's not.
Orlando Brown, if the Chiefs don't want to pay him, I think he is with KC, right? Orlando doesn't like playing right tackle either, though. A lot of these guys played left tackle, fam. That's why they struggle. And McGlinchey was one.
Yeah, McGlinchey was a left tackle when he got drafted.
And he was supposed to be the heir apparent to Joe Staley.
Yeah, and Kyle messed up there. He got to stop switching guys from their position that they've been playing all their life.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly, maybe that's why McGlinchey isn't as good as you probably think his draft position should have been.
For sure. And Mike, if anything, he campaigned to go. By the way, I'm a left tackle. If anybody's interested. But we got to go, Howard. That clock zipped on out of here. Boy. Howard, you know what? I'll be back. I'll be back. Let's go back Wednesday. Yeah. See what Kyle has to say then. Maybe by then we'll have a DC too. Uh,
We'll see what happens.
all right, man. Great to hear from you, Howard, as usual.
I-
Dog. See, it's not me. All right, I see you Wednesday, fam.
Peace.
Let's bring in. Oh, addicted to. No, I meant that Joe Montana sticker. Addicted to action. You don't like Joe? Gotta like. How you not gonna like the 49ers and not like Joe? The greatest quarterback in Super Bowl history. Rudy, I wish you would say something. Next, boy, I'll see you back on Twitter. And let's go on over and get together with the man that leads the pack of dragons. Bam, boom, and mom is Papa Dragon. Bob, get in here. Papa D. Papa D. Uh-oh. Did Pop ever fall off us one night? Did Pop was asleep one night, huh? I need to go back. I've been cutting clips of people passing out and snoring. But I wouldn't be able to recognize Pop. and we got Tony. Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony, it's okay to be pissed off about what happened last week, but we're ready to move on with that. Now you feeling better now? You like our chances? It's like I keep thinking to myself, we got beat down 3 times without coming away with that Lombardi. Are we still, as Trent Williams says, we're a resilient group, fan-wise as well? Are we going to get in there and say, nah, stop it this year. There's no damn way. Are we going to come in with that attitude?
Ronbo, I think we come in, I think our players, I should correct myself, come in with the attitude, with the right attitude every year. But it seems to me that those poor bastards are the ones that get let down every year by their coach. They try their hardest. Players don't come up with a game plan, Ronbo.
Yeah, good point there.
Right, coach does. Players are there to execute your battle plans, so to speak. And if you can't come up with the right battle plan, but you've got the arsenal there on the field to take care of anything that comes your way, well, then whose fault is it? I mean, you know, if you're in charge of a multi-million-dollar company, which this is, and you sit down at a boardroom meeting and you discuss the problem areas, right? Where are the problem areas? You have to come up with a solution for those problem areas. It's very simple. But who am I to say? You know what I mean? You know, everyone wants to lick Kyle's ass. Well, go right ahead. I mean, he's like, do you know a person that no matter what you say, they won't even explore what you said, and they're always right?
Oh,
They'll just
we all
put the
know
hand
that
up
person.
in front.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's Kyle. Right? To me, that's Kyle. And like the other caller said, McGlinchey has to go. We have, in the boardroom meeting, we've established that we've got a injury problem with our quarterbacks. How and why are these quarterbacks getting injured? Well, we can go back and look at the tape. It needs to be addressed. All right? This needs to be addressed. There's no way around it. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people want to, but, you know, what they call bite the bullet, let's get on with it, mate. You know, let's make some changes. And the teams that have got the balls to do that, all right, make changes are the one. I mean, I really don't want to say this, Ron, but look at the Rams, okay? Yeah, they're pieces of shit and we own them. But you know what? They've got a Super Bowl ring. And And people make it like it's illegal for us, especially us old guys. Forget the youngsters, that it's illegal for us to want to win a Super Bowl. We haven't won one for 28 years. Right? This guy's had 6 cracks he's had 6 goes at it. Someone needs to tap him on the shoulder, right, and say, brother, you need to improve, all right, or next year we're looking elsewhere. Because we know, I'm the owner, I know we have the team to get there. Why can't you get us across the line? Why? I want to know. Why? You've got the personnel, right? You've got the company. You've got everything you need, right? Why can't you get us across the line? And why is it that you shit yourself in big games? It's a pattern, right? If you're bleeding money from the company from some area, you have to investigate it. You have to find out why you're bleeding money from that area. You either shut that area down or get rid of the person or whatever the case may be. In Kyle's case, big games seem to be a problem for him. Let's investigate the situation. Tell me what you need so I can get it for you and we can fix that problem and start winning some Super Bowls. That's all. Right? The only thing that worries me is the only other thing that worries me is that last year we said we had a quarterback controversy because Jimmy G was there and Trey Lance was there. Well, Mr. Irrelevant has already balled out, played 7 games.
No.
All right? Now, when Trey Lance balls out, if he does, we're back to square one. We've got another quarterback controversy.
Yeah. Because right now, the popular choice due to his heroics would have to be that last, if for no other reason, you were picked last in the draft and you came that close to getting to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, he's going to have an edge.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have an edge, but we haven't seen Trey. He's 3 first-rounders.
That's true.
He deserves a shot.
Yeah. It looks like Lynch, though, is pretty much laying out a red line or something when he says, yeah, bro, well, Trey's going to have to prove he can stay healthy. Uh-oh. You put that kind of pressure on a 23-year-old like that, let him stay relaxed. You start projecting those things, you make it happen,
You know what Lynch is, Ronbo? Right? Lynch is just a silent partner. Lynch should be above Shanahan, all right? But he's just there to back Shanahan up.
And you know how they got together in the first place, right? Kyle picked him out. He auditioned for Kyle, and Kyle said, "I'll take you. Well, let's get together and let's do this." Yeah, Kyle actually can fire him, I think, too.
D'Amico's supposed to be the defensive line coach, right?
Yeah.
So why is Shanahan? D'Amico's supposed to be able to put whatever players he wants on the field according to his expertise.
Yeah.
And the defense was balls out all year.
Yeah.
Right. So why is Shanahan telling Jimmy Ward, "Do you want to ride the bench?"
Well, he has, because he has a final decision, I guess, as a head coach. I'm not really sure about that. You got to
see
get
what
point,
I mean?
Though.
What are you meddling in areas that don't concern you?
And he should leave that up to the new DC. Yeah, good point. Very good point.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, if you take on too much, you can't concentrate on what you're supposed to do, right? And what you're good at. It interferes with your.
Tony, you know what's really bad about that? Slowick has left. He was supposedly going to be the OC, so that could have been taken off Kyle's plate. But you know what, Tony, we got to stop. I'll tell you what, I'll be back Wednesday looking for you and see what else develops between now and then. All right? Good stuff.
Yeah, well, let's see if Kashurik goes as well.
No. Chris has already decided he wants to stay. So they said all the things right things to him. Yeah. But they tried to get him.
Thing.
Yeah, D'Amico tried to pull him.
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
I will. We'll see what. Yeah, neither do I.
All right, Tony. See you Wednesday.
All right, brother. Shout out to the crew and see you in the next chapter.
Looking forward. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Yes, Tony. And Kyle Shanahan has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Tony, especially. Oh yeah, the Joe Montana stick is fine. Addicted to Jackson, but it's the ball he's holding. Looks like it's. Jackson said, "What you're seeing is a light reflection." You know, we never give Joe a bad football. We put all the air in the ball, unlike some players like to do, that hail from the New England area. And let's try again with Papa. I said, Papa. Hey, Papa D.
What?
Pop, it's like it's time to move on from the last debacle, and hopefully we don't have any more anytime soon. And the players are all pumped up and ready to roll. Pop, is your enthusiasm, is your anticipation, is next year? You know what we got to do, though? We've got to be careful because people start comparing you to the Dallas Cowboy fans and the Raider fans. Is next year our year? Hell yeah! Oh, yeah. Wait. We don't know what we're going to go into the playoffs with. So, what are you thinking?
Well, I just want to relay one little message from cornerback Slay from the Eagles, who responded to Ayuk's prediction. and I quote, man, that's just bad sportsmanship. He's not wrong, Ronbo. He's not wrong.
Darius knows, I mean,
not wrong, man.
It's bitterness. It's sour grapes. It's probably, he's right, but still. We kind of like to think that way.
I don't know, man. I just thought it was a very big ask overall. It was a very big ask to say, okay, Trey, go win us the Super Bowl. It was a very big ask to say, okay, Purdy, go win the Super Bowl. I just think it was a big ask. I think for Jimmy Garoppolo, that's Jimmy, hey, Jimmy, stay healthy, win the Super Bowl. That's a big ask.
Just Jimmy stay healthy is a big ask. I don't know how he manages.
Well, he was known as Jimmy Glass at the Patriots. That was his nickname. Yeah. So, because he had like a lot of injuries, but ultimately, my enthusiasm is kind of where the team's enthusiasm is. I'm really excited to see, McCaffrey come back after a full off season. So that's going to be cool. Apparently Purdy I think there's some issues going on. Now, again, I'm just speculating. I haven't heard anything. But I believe, Purdy has a choice of getting a brace put on the ligament, which is the 6-month thing, or getting a complete rebuilt elbow,
right?
Which would be the wiser option. And again, Brock Purdy is already a millionaire before the Niners. So he's already got money, and he's given the NFL 8 games to look at. And this is a quarterback-starved league. I think if he does come back, obviously it's going to be to try to, to get that ring. And I still think that's a very big ask. Because now, moving forward, my enthusiasm lies in the fact that there's quite a bit of continuity, and there's a whole lot of talent on this team. So that's where my enthusiasm lies. Where I temper my enthusiasm is, will Kyle make adjustments? It's very difficult to be the king when can't nobody say anything against you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a reporter can't question him. And if a reporter can't question him, John Lynch can't, Jed York can't, John York can't. And John York runs the show. But remember, the 49ers organization, the Yorks are venture capitalists. They own over 45 companies, have investments everywhere. As long as their ledger is black at Levi's, I really don't think that John York and Denise York care if they win a Super Bowl or not. They're
Yeah, as long as they
content
got
with
butts in the
just
seats, right? Yeah.
as long as they got butts in the seats. So as long as their idea of winning right now at this point is just like make the playoffs and have a at least a playoff win, and that's the way it seems. Because I just don't think I don't see that we're going all in mentality like the Eagles had when they went out and got Donkey Kong Sue. They got the other guy.
Pop, Donald Sterling is in the NBA, right? Or what he used to be in the NBA. That would be taking a page out of the Donald Sterling book. Donald Sterling was not interested in winning any NBA championships. He was paying rent to the Lakers to be in their facility. Donald Sterling, for the most part, just enjoying owning a franchise and sitting in the front row, and pretty much pimping the NBA. I don't.
No, I just don't even want to talk about that guy because that guy is so disgusting.
Oh no! But the thing is, he didn't care, and I think Jed York does, though.
No, I'm not saying. I think that Jed does, and Jed had the run of the show at first. My understanding now is that things go through John. Okay, so either Jed wants to do something, it goes to John. Yes. If Jed wants to tweet out something crazy, it goes through a process before he can just tweet out something.
No wonder he hasn't been landing tweets for over years. So I'm not serious. Jed.
It's smart. It's smart. It's smart to have someone tweet something out for you as opposed to you just tweeting out. Exactly. So I think moving forward, I think our fandom and Joe Montana, I think everybody has an opinion, and everyone's opinion is valid. What I don't want to see is people coming on a wonderful platform like this and then putting down 49ers fans because they want to fire a coach. That's a part of football. People wanting to fire the coach and people wanting to back up quarterback is a part of football, no matter what city you go to. So, and then Joe Montana, whether he realizes or not, and I think he realizes it because I just think he's gonna die salty. He's gonna die salty, and I love him.
Whatever
I
Steve
love
says,
him for it.
Joe goes the other direction, right? Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. So, I mean, enthusiasm is going to depend on, in my particular standpoint, is can Shanahan continue to excel at getting coaches, which he typically does. And can he make the changes in his leadership style to, just to keep people off his back? Because again, I think everybody has a human side where your flaws come through, but typically people that are running, and I want to correct my boy Tony, a multi-billion-dollar organization, because we're worth more than I think the 49ers worth more than $6 billion now.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have a better representation, and what you see with John Lynch is he's like good cop and Shanahan's like bad cop, so it's like
I like that.
Yeah.
Pop, I love the way you're developing this, but we're out of time. But
I'll
be back Thursday to pick your mind and brain for more stuff. It's always intriguing, Pop.
Yeah,
you bring up some valid points. So people got a right to say something bad about the coach if they want to and fire him, all that. We're not going to try to depress that, by the way. So
no, that's not going to happen. That doesn't matter. You can be as mad as you want. Trust me, Shanahan's seat is not even a little bit warm because, like I said, outside of Bosa, he's got the most trade value, which means how valuable he's seen around the league. So Shanahan is going to have a job in the NFL until he doesn't want one. Norv Turner had 4 head coaching jobs? Norv Turner did.
And
Norv Turner,
most famous names of football. Pop, we got to go.
Right. Yes, sir.
I can't wait to see you Thursday or Wednesday.
All right, man.
All right, fam.
Yeah, shout out to production. You guys like and subscribe to Ronbo Sports.
Thank you, Bob. I'll talk to you in a minute. My best of Bam Boom and Mama Dragon. All right.
Yes, sir.
And HBO is, I need to figure that one out. But anyway, HBO says John Lynch needs a rock bottom and a tombstone pile driver. Let's see if he can stay healthy after that with his cold remarks. Yeah, I
Man,
don't know why.
Cardinals, y'all irrelevant. Rams, y'all are bitch. Gene, these stuff coming in this chat talking that pointless shit. Rombo, Rombo,
Yeah,
Rombo, Rombo,
yeah, yeah,
Rombo,
yeah.
Rombo, 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 Rombo,
Mm.
Rombo. Today, I'm not. I know I'm not. I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm gonna make this quick. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna spend my time on Jed today. I'm gonna give him a break. Not gonna talk about the quarterbacks. Not gonna talk. I'm gonna bring up Kyle. But I'm gonna talk about the ones that's gonna be here after the contract no matter work. I'm gonna talk about these fans. I'm gonna talk about us
Mm.
because we keep complaining, talking about what are we gonna do if we fire Kyle? We're gonna be horrible once we fire Kyle. First of all, Rombo, if you didn't look, the rest of the NFC West is ass. That's one. So regardless of who we got at quarterback or coaching, I don't know who's the quarterback over in the Cardinals. I'm not worried about Geno Smith, and we own the Rams. So they're not going to be a problem regardless of how bad we are. We're going to make the playoffs in spite of just because our division is bad.
Like
Number
Tampa Bay,
two,
right?
just like Tampa Bay. Number two, about this whole who are we going to get at coach? Rombo, I bring this man up all the time. Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl ring and was fired. Did you hear any Eagles fan talking about who we gonna get? Doug Peterson's going. Who we gonna get? They got Nick Sirianni, Rombo. They
In
went out
two
and got
years,
Nick Sirianni, and now they fine. Rombo, the Giants went out and got Brian Daboll. Now they're fine.
better actually.
Why the hell can't we do what the fuck everybody else is doing to us and just go get a coordinator off a team and make them our head coach? Why don't we think of that? I'd love to have that Lions offensive coordinator. He putting up 30 points a game. I'd take Eric Bieniemy. I'll take him. I just named you two coaches, Rombo, right there. Nobody
You,
ever even brings these guys
Jalen,
up.
if I may say though, the thing is, we're not losing like those clubs were doing, and that's why they made their changes. If we were losing, then those options would be there for us. If we change, and if that coach that we bring in doesn't reach the level we've been reaching recently, would have made a huge mistake. I think that's the problem with that.
Rombo, the mistake was taking Solomon Thomas at 3. That was the
Well,
first mistake.
you
The
know how I feel
second
about
mistake
that.
was trading DeForest Buckner and keeping Javon Kinlaw and keeping Eric Armstead. That was another mistake. We've seen multiple mistakes, and we never seem to want to hold Cal accountable for any of this stuff. We just want to give him another chance. We have to stop that. It's going to be year 7, Rombo. 7?
Yeah.
7? And this man done some kind of way, regardless of if our quarterback got hurt in that Eagles game. We don't know if Trey shouldn't even have been our starting quarterback week 1. It should have been Justin Fields. He decided to draft Trey Lance, a guy that we barely knew about, and he bought him in. We shouldn't even have had Trey to begin with. Jimmy shouldn't even have been on the roster still. So this all falls down to Kyle. He keeps making these calls that are biting us in the ass. And when we come back in the end and we want to blame him, all we have to say is, what are we going to do if we get rid of him? I don't give a damn. Because when he's here, he's doing the same stuff over and over again every year. And we keep thinking that it's going to change. And it's not. It's a storybook. It's a storybook every year. We get our hopes up. It gets crazy and rocky. It looks like we're going to get over the hump. And we crashing in every single year. Every year. And when are y'all going to be done with it? We have to. We got to move on eventually. I mean, if we make it back there to the NFC Championship and we blow it again, Rombo, what are we going to say then? Oh, injuries happen.
But
We just
Jalen,
need a better
realistically,
quarterback.
though, realistically, those injuries, except for the Super Bowl, these last 2 NFC CG games, they were injuries. They were clearly injuries. So, that's why if you're the owner, what do? I mean, he's got an
Rombo,
alibi.
In the last two NFC Championship games, we had won 6 straight games versus the Rams, and we were on the longest win streak in the NFL.
Yep,
There was no reason
sure.
why we really should have lost either one of those games.
Well,
Because if we were in San Francisco, we would have been the favorites to win that.
okay, but the thing is, Jay, how do you stop Kowalski T from missing that INT? How do you bring
Rombo,
Trent Williams in with that left leg just finished. He can't throw. I got a quarterback that's out there playing with a shoulder gone and a hand hurting. The Rams they barely won that game. And in this game,
I mean, Ronbo, you can
they
say that.
take
You
the
can say that they
quarterback
barely won that game.
all
But
the
I
way out.
mean, how many touchdowns did the Rams drop that game, Ronbo? They dropped like 2 touchdowns that game, Ronbo.
Yeah,
How do
that's
we know that we wouldn't have gotten beaten? I mean, they dropped 2 early touchdowns that game, Ronbo. Nobody never wants to talk about that.
Jimmy
I'm a
Ward
49ers fan saying that.
True, but Jimmy Ward ushered him in on one touchdown to make up for that, though, with that shot he put on OBJ that was totally uncalled for after he was laying on the ground. So, it balances out. If we make a few less mistakes.
It's not, Ronbo. It's not hard for us to just go and do what everybody else in the NFL is doing. Ronbo, Mike McDaniel made it to look at Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel. Look, we know they finna be straight for the next few years. Why can't we do the same thing? Kyle is not working out anymore. He's not working out. He's not evolving. He's literally just not. He's not evolving, Ronbo. I'm sorry. It's finna be year 7. This is insane that it is year 7 and he's had barely 3 winning seasons. And he's had multiple top 5 picks and he's maybe hit on one of them. And this dude has 2 blown ACLs. How long is he really going to be good? I mean, Ronbo, I'm telling you right now, Ronbo, if Kyle does not get this shit done next year, and we are still on this chat talking about give him a couple more seasons. All these people saying give Kyle a couple of more years. A couple of more years will be 10. And if you're saying that you're not a Niners fan, you are fucking insane. 10 years, a couple of more. I'm not giving nobody 10 years to decide to get accustomed to a team. That's insane.
I think he might get it done. There's been a few famous coaches that did that. Andy Reid went longer than that. It's just a scary.
Rumble on one team though, on one team or on
him and the
multiple
Eagles
teams?
had problems for a long time until they finally told, like you said, Andy, I think we're gonna have to quit this. And
we're gonna have to get rid of him, Rumble. I'm sorry. It's not gonna be every day that you get a.
But hopefully
it's not gonna be every day you get a big name coach like Kyle Shanahan. I understand that he's a big name coach. But Brian Daboll is not a big name coach. All these other coaches, they're not big names, but they came in and they made a difference immediately.
But
who wouldn't want to come coach for us?
They still got beat, as well as we did. But the thing is, to get beat.
But these teams are not better than us personnel wise.
Yeah. Well, you make a good point.
Look at if we had the Lions offensive coordinator putting up 30 points a game with Jared Goff, he's putting up 30 with Jared Goff, Rumble. Imagine what he would do with our offense.
Yeah.
Imagine it with DeAndre Swift.
A couple of personnel changes to make it work like that, but that's because that's the kind of offense we run, fam. It's a hurt you physical offense. It's not.
I'll take the Ravens offensive coordinator. Yeah. I mean, I'm constantly naming coaches. Like all you have to do is go look at these coordinators and do what they doing to us.
Jay, you need to submit some of these names to the front office by just sort of slip them in there and say we could do better. This name, and this name. If you don't believe me, look at what they're getting done. Jay, even
if we miss on a coach, Rumble, the rest of the NFC West, man, Cliff got the boot. Man, Cliff got the boot. Pete still chewing on that goop. And Gene D, I told you, Sean McVay, he play calls like poop. Let me get a Niners shout out, Ronbo. I'm telling you right now, if Kyle don't get a ring next year, I'm gonna lose my mind, dog. He gotta go.
Hang in there,
year 8, he gotta go. He gotta go year 8. I'm sorry.
Niners! Boy, Jay is pissed off tonight. Jay, it's gonna get better, fam. All right, we gonna get it. All right, I'll see you Wednesday. Rudy, don't be in here starting, because you ain't got nothing to say. You guys will be mediocre for the next 5 to 6 years with I'm talking easy. Here comes Jay's other half. I mean, Big Show is riding with Jay, I guarantee you. Let me say, it's a big show.
You're absolutely right. I am riding with Jay. And I'm surprised that Brian Greasy hasn't called him out yet. And I would like to address that person last night.
Yeah.
who called in last night, if I may, Ronbo.
Yeah, well, go right ahead. That was
Would
the.
would you agree that if we started a debate and somebody started name calling you, that you lost the debate right away?
Name calling a tool to win a debate.
If you resorted to name calling, and you can't come up with just a logical argument as to why your opinion is valid.
I can't disagree with that. So you're right. That's not a point to make in an argument.
I've been calling the show longer than Brian Greasy has been the quarterbacks coach of the San Francisco 49ers.
Show's ready.
I've been a fan longer than Brian. I've been a fan of the San Francisco 49ers longer than Brian Greasy has been the quarterback coach of the 49ers. I've been a fan since I was 11 years old. I'm 37 now. And I have every right to express my frustration like every other fan on here does when we have problems on this team. I've always called in on the show, as many people know, of suggesting how to fix this team, who to draft, and et cetera, et cetera. And you know that, Ronbo.
And you made some great choices, yes.
And if you call me a name like that because you're upset that I have an opinion like many others do, and we have the right to this opinion because we spend our time and money on this team, and we love this team. I'm like everybody else. I want a ring, and I'm passionate like everybody else. You know what I mean? And if it comes down to firing our coach who can't get it done, then so be it. That we have a right to that opinion. You have no right. You barely just got here, man. Like you can even hold a quarterback job down in the NFL. What gives you the right to come after me and saying, I want our coach gone because he can't get it done? Just like Jay said a few minutes ago. You know what I mean? Like, I spent time and my money on this team. We're the real owners of the team. You know, like, we have every right to say what we feel on this platform, which Ronbo gives us, and that's what I do, like every other fan on here. You know, you said it last night, Ronbo, I do a better job at it because I'm passionate. I want to ring just like everybody else. You know, like, I'm the loudest one on here. And go back to 2019. People still never let me hear the end of that draft pick that we did that year with Nick.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've been calling a show, and you're shocked the way that I express my passion for this team, and you've been living under a rock, or you clearly don't know who I am. You know, so I don't know what to say after that, honestly.
No, and so you continue to do what you do, and I know you got a real.
And I don't back down. I'm not afraid.
I know it, and you know you've been.
I'm real. I'm 100% real with you, Ronbo. I've been real ever since I've called on here, and I've earned a lot of respect from people on this show.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That war you waged of the Mac Jones versus whomever else is in the draft, that was epic. I was impressed. You know, I just based my opinion off the history.
I just based my opinion off the history of quarterback Shanahan has had, and that's where my opinion came down to, of who he would like to have as the quarterback of that year. And it turns out I was right, and I was right about Matthew Stafford. And no, Chris Hansen, I didn't say according to my sources, I know we're going to be signing Matthew Stafford. Kyle Shanahan came out and flat out said that he wanted Matthew Stafford in a podcast.
Oh, he met him over. he was in the same town. He was over in the same town in Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't know why he made that a point. I was in. I forget what the town, but at the same time they were making that deal. It's like he was trying to head him off or something, live and in person. Usually you send an agent or something. Shanahan was in town himself. I'm not sure if he was actually over there to in person tell Matt Stafford, "Hey, listen, Matt, before you sign anything, can we talk?" You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Secondly, I am not arrogant. Shame on you for thinking so. I don't claim to be knowing everything better than everybody else does on here. I don't. I'm just passionate like everybody else, and like Ronbo said, I do a better job at it than everybody else on here. And they call me out the most out of everybody else on here for being the loudest and having quote unquote bombastic opinions or whatever. And like, you know what I mean? Like,
have they used the bombastic on you? Oh my God, show it's gotten to the next level.
You know, and
Jesus,
it's ridiculous. Like, you gave us this platform to express our emotions on here
It
for a
goes
reason.
back for
You
years.
know,
There's been some of the worst fights of all time have been during these 2-3 hour stretches where we're trying to get together, and it starts out civilized.
it's like family therapy. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
you know.
we
Goes
go
all the way
after
back
each
to.
other's throats, and
So you're around doing.
we still love each other. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you
I mean,
know, I
we were doing
mean,
Red and Gold Radio. You were back. You started back then, didn't you?
oh yeah, back in 2016, 15,
Oh,
yeah, a long time
remember
ago.
the knockdown dragouts that we used to have on that one?
Oh my
I couldn't
gosh,
even
yes.
intervene. Production was trying to cut people off. They were coming back in at waves. People were getting into name calling. It got crazy. So yeah,
It was like WWE, which
I
is
know,
why we started that whole entire nickname. Because I named my favorite wrestler of all time.
the Big Show.
That's how it all
Exactly. You're
started.
right. That's how it got
You
started.
know.
Uh,
So, but it's hard to remain enthusiastic about the future as long as Kyle Shannon is head coach, because you know your quarterback's going to go down every year. I mean that's the theme. And Jay said it beautifully. Like I 100% agree with him. Like don't be afraid to go out there and get something. Nobody knew who Nick Sirianni was before he became head coach. Now look at him. You know what I mean? Like there's Bill Callahan out there, the OC of the Bengals. There's Eric Bieniemy, who is my number one choice. And my number two choice is Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. That would be a perfect match forever who our quarterback is going to be in the future, or because we don't have one right now.
One question, because we only got 30
This is a
seconds to go.
this is a results. Bottom line is this is a results-oriented business, and you're in year 6, and you haven't. I'm all about the hardware. If you haven't shown us any hardware yet, then you need to be gone. You know, this is year 6, going into year 7.
Well, so I'm gonna save my question for Wednesday. But Joe, you know what? You're always welcome. Don't ever change your style. Be resilient,
No, I'm
Joe.
never changing
And
for nobody.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, shout out to Donut and T. I love that couple, my absolute favorite couple I adore. Shout out to Tony from Down Under, Tony from Atlanta, who I might have brought on this show, and he'll tell you that. That because of our argument back in 2019, he loves this show. And shout out to Tony from Australia and everybody, the TNT family. We all love each other.
Yeah.
So like, that's my family right there.
We're a family to
so,
disagree.
yeah.
We gotta disagree.
Exactly.
All right.
If I agreed with everybody on here, Ronbo, I would be so boring.
True. You bring that champagne to the fun. But I'm telling you right now. So I'll see you Wednesday. All right. Appreciate you,
All right,
Phil.
for sure. All right, shout out to everyone. All right, take care.
You too. There he goes, the Big Show. Tell you what, don't come out with anything weak. He'll be ready, as you can see. And even if you don't come in, he come in strong too. Show's ready. The guy's a warrior. He's not going to change. HBO, it says, preach, Jalen, and show. Apply that pressure. We're going to find out. You know, Shannon might be on a leash. Oh, and after show, are you ready for some Latino heat?
No, man.
Mamacita. Latino heat. Latino heat. Latino heat.
¿Qué pasa? You know what? I've had my differences with TNT, and we've gone at it. I've been there long, and I've gotten into it so too. You know. But he does have his points. We don't always agree, but yeah, he's right. It's all love and respect. You know, I've got into it trades and all that. You know, but at the end of the day, we all come on here and express our opinions. I do give that a shot.
Yeah. Football's not a game that everybody can agree on. There's no way you're going to get 15 people together and everybody says, yeah, that's right. Ain't no way that's ever going to happen in any circle. So it's okay. It's the way it's supposed to be.
Usually the person that wins that argument is the loudest person, supposedly.
Nobody else got to talk. Sounds like a marriage. You know what I mean, though? Okay. I wonder what we'd be saying, though. Would we be satisfied if we would have won this year, got to the Super Bowl? You know, this is the thing. This is going to go on and on. I don't know if Jed's going to let him stay for 10 years, though. Jalen did make him. Have you thought about that, Emilio? Here we go. Next year, something goes wrong. And that means we're heading into year 8.
Well, to be on Shanahan's case, we've had injuries in some of those, especially 2020 or 20, whatever the whole team was injured. There has been cases, the team hasn't been Shanahan's fault. So I can't give Shanahan some leeway, but you see how I felt last year. I was pissed off at Shanahan. I wanted him fired. Because it was, like I said, me and you were talking about this yesterday, about the whole not scoring enough points. So you say yes, I say no. So it's the same thing. We agree, we disagree. It doesn't change. But at the end of the day, I've always got love for you. It ain't going to change.
Yeah.
So,
and you don't likewise.
I don't need to agree with me. So, it's we all got our opinion. It never changes.
That's why we get together.
So that's me.
Yes.
So with me, at this point, I really don't have a problem with that. But it is a problem because, like I said, we're going on year 7. It's still no Super Bowl, but if you take a couple of years away, it is injuries, but it's just like, man, how much longer can we really go? But then you look at it, there's been other teams that have had their coaches for years and only won one Super Bowl, or haven't won one yet.
And even in the playoffs.
So you can look at, what's his name? Pete Carroll. He's won one Super Bowl, but hey, what is he doing every year? He's competitive every year.
Yeah.
So you got to look at that. And when's the last time the Steelers even got to the championship game? You can go back. Yes, they won
Been a long
Super Bowl,
time.
won
That's a
Super
good
Bowl
question.
Too, but
Anybody know? That's a good question. I'd love to know. The almighty Steelers.
Actually, the last time the Steelers won the Super Bowl is when they beat Seattle. And that's when, what's his name was on the team? That's when Sean Alexander and Matt Hasselbeck was the quarterback. So that's a long time since the Steelers won a Super Bowl.
Didn't the Steelers win a Super Bowl in the 90s, I thought? In the 90s?
No, they did, but the most recent one.
Or maybe
the most recent one?
Yeah.
It was early 2000s. Last time the Steelers won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I thought so, right?
Yeah, that's when they beat Seattle in that Super Bowl.
No, that was the Hawks. That's right. Oh, but the Hawks were they NFC? They weren't NFC yet. Yeah, they were. Ah.
So,
and I remember I thought that year was an accident for the Hawks. Well, they were pretty good.
So, you can look at stuff like that, but at least you can say, well, they won a Super Bowl. But
true. But the Steelers got 6 rings. And they're actually the cream of the crop when it comes to Super Bowl era.
The only team that's been won recently is the Patriots. That's the only team we can really say has won back-to-back Super Bowls and recent Super Bowls. Any other team, it's been a damn while since anybody won a Super Bowl, really.
See, somebody pointed out yesterday there's been 7 teams that have been winning Super Bowls in the last long time. That's it. Everybody else has been getting their ass handed to them each and every year. I mean, that's just the way, when you look at, take for example, in Detroit. Detroit finally climbed back into some kind of relevancy for the first time in God knows how long. People have children that are grown right now that didn't see the link, and they saw them from the beginning.
Well, hey, look at the bright side. You go to baseball. The Cubs only won 1 World Series in how many years?
100 something. That's a sad story. Cubs. Oh my God. Ooh.
You tell me. Stuff happens. Like I said, I won the Super Bowl just like everybody else. I'm not gonna say I don't, because I'd be lying to yourself. Last time they won the Super Bowl, I was 10 years old.
All these teams have great players, Hall of Famers. It's not always. There's an element of luck in BDO that cannot be denied. It is going to determine games 9 out of 10 times.
Of course, I would say, man, it wouldn't be great if we would have been the Super Bowl and won, but at least we're being competitive. That's one of the main things you want to do. At least you want to be competitive. Well,
you got it.
Because if you're not
going to the Super Bowl anyway.
Look, and like I said, we were talking about this year. We were in a crappy year, so we had Dennis Erickson and all that. That was horrible.
Don't bring that up.
Before Harbaugh got there. I have to, but you got to think about it. That was bad 10 years of football that we had.
We were like the
Lions. Now, you got to think about it. We're being competitive now. It's been a while since Harbaugh. That was 5-6 years we were competitive. Now
See,
we're
that's
being
what
competitive.
I like being in the mix. I don't like Man, y'all 49ers, y'all ain't got nothing to say. Like we talked to Rudy, you know, and some of these other people that did recently just got hot, you know.
But think
Don't
about
be
it.
like that.
Like you go back to the Rams. They won the Super Bowl. They had a horrible year this year. You think they're gonna turn it around? Who knows? We don't know.
In 1
yet.
year?
We talk crap. Maybe they might. They might not.
No.
And if they don't turn around, they're a shit show again. They're gonna be the laughing stock.
Oh, of course they are.
It's yet to be seen yet.
I mean, we're talking about a franchise that no money, no picks. No, you have to go through this. And that's why we're going to be right here, Rudy, to remind your ass every chance we get. You better stay up on the street and stop bothering me. Every time I look up at Twitter, here comes Rudy. What are we? God, let me get him.
Hey, like I said, if they don't turn around, they're going to be the laughing stock again. So
Well, get
we're
ready to
all
laugh.
going to be here to make fun of Rudy and every other Ram fan on here.
There's going to be more than one Comedy Central in L.A. It's going to be also at SoFi. That's the Comedy Central too. Rudy, you could be the MC. Rudy, Cardinal.
So between them and the Cardinals, one of them two is going to need a punching bag for the NFC West.
You know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cardinals. Ooh, what's his name just retired? Kingsbury got fired. They got a quarterback that ain't no telling when he's gonna come back and be ready to play. What they gonna do?
Exactly. One of those teams going to be the punching bag for the NFC West.
That's
So,
they're gonna provide that basement floor for days. God. You know, let me go ahead and let you get back to being busy. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna see you Wednesday, and let's see what develops. We should have a DC by then.
hey, and another thing before I go, wasn't Jay the one that said he wasn't a 49er when they sucked for a while?
Who?
Or was it somebody else?
Jay,
or the guy that was on before the show, or whatever his name is.
Oh,
Wasn't he
Jalen.
the one that said he wasn't a Niner for a while? Yeah.
I don't remember him saying that. Jalen's not that old, so he hadn't
It
had
was
time to
somebody
switch.
that came on.
Yeah, he hadn't
I
had
know there
time
was
to switch
somebody on
teams.
here talking about, I stopped watching the Niners because they sucked after a while, and then all of a sudden
You know,
they're coming back.
I do
I don't know if
remember
it was him.
somebody
I'm
saying
not
that.
trying to call him out.
It wasn't
Somebody
Jalen.
did say that. Okay, that's
don't
my
know.
fault. But I remember somebody said it.
See, I think I remember hearing
wasn't a
somebody
Niner,
say
and then
that.
all of a sudden.
It's hard to talk
okay.
to somebody after they say things like
Anyway.
that too. All right, Phil. I see you Wednesday, Emilio.
All right, have a good night.
All right, Phil. You too. All right. And let's bring Tony in. Hey, Tony. Tony, we're trying to find you yesterday, man. That's why we made this. Not make the mistake.
Oh, my side is hurting.
What?
Oh, Ronbo, I'm laughing my ass off from this chat, man. Sorry I
That's
fell
always fun.
asleep last night.
We
Me and
recorded you
Chris
too.
Hansen be getting on Rudy.
It's easy to do, ain't it? Rudy just lays himself out there like meat to be.
Yes,
First
sir.
you gotta cut him up, then you gotta marinate him, and then you throw him in the fire. You know, he loves it. Rudy's he's in the pain.
I call him Rudy the musty wrestler.
oh, ew! Oh, that's
Yes,
disgusting.
sir. Oh, Ronbo, you just said the Rams are a Comedy Central too.
Hey, LA's got 2 houses now. Comedy Central's based in LA twice. They got 2 headquarters. Because come on, man, the
Yes, sir.
Rams came in. As I said, Sean McVay came into a ready-made team, and he got them going right away. You know, and they've been talking trash ever since. They got the little Super Bowl. They got embarrassed the first time they went to the Super Bowl. The second time they won. Okay, fine. Okay, but it's over now. And they came in,
Yeah.
and out. You know, good for them.
And like I said, with all those moves they made, they gave up all those picks. If they had them traded for Von Miller, with everything else they did, they wouldn't even have got there. I'm a firm believer of that.
Mm-hmm. So
Even
they would
with
go
Aaron
down.
Donald, they wouldn't have got there.
Yeah. And OBJ, and all of them left. You can't live off of mercenaries and expect to keep a payroll. See, because now, you sit back in that statement that will go down in football infamy. F them picks. Okay, y'all go ahead and F them picks. Go ahead. You can't build for the future. You've got no money now because you paid to them big-time people. Now what? 5 to 6 years minimum of struggle.
And Cam Akers, the running back, he still wants out. And I heard that overhyped, overrated Jalen Ramsey wants out.
Oh, I was getting ready to ask you. Did you see about Jalen Ramsey? Oh!
Ronbo, I wouldn't trade a 7th-round pick for Jalen Ramsey.
Somebody will,
I
though. You know, a team who would trade for Jalen Ramsey? That's coming up, Rudy. Stand by. If he could get out, he will. And the Rams would be smart to let him go because they're not going to win with him. So you might as well get some picks for him.
Yeah, that would be smart. And I hope I was telling the young Hannah Montana, I pray to God that they re-sign Master Baker Mayfield. That's 2 quarterbacks that throw picks.
I wonder if Baker's going to be in LA next year. McVay seems to like him.
Oh, I hope so. Because after Stafford gets through throwing his picks, they bench him and put another guy in there that does the same thing.
and his age, he cannot get thrown. That I'll never forget that one caption of him laying face down with apparently his guard was buried below the surface of the dirt. He couldn't turn. He's face down in the dirt where he just gotten taken an incredible smack. And everybody's, our tackles are not what they were. We've lost this guy and this guy. Well, the quarterback is going to be me.
Oh, yeah. Remember No Bloom? Remember
No Bloom, yeah.
No Bloom.
They carried him off
now. And Ronbo, all summertime, they were talking. Remember they used the term. I don't hear it anymore. We're running it back. Y'all ain't running nothing back.
Yeah, that's right. Rudy was saying that all off season long. Well, actually, all of them thought they were when they was just infiltrating and talking smack.
They were doing it in September till we running it back. But then
Wait.
October,
Wait. There's a terrible. Yosef, what are you talking about? I said I was smarter than who? Look, y'all, stop doing artificial drugs. Some of the things that you're doing, don't do it. Don't do drugs in chat. It makes you look like you've lost your mind. Oh,
exactly.
Go ahead.
Hey, Ronbo, I'm about to read the all-time pick six leaders. I'm going to start from 10 to 1 of all time. That means the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 2000s, 2010s to current. At number 10, it's Eli Manning with 22. Tied for number 8, because 8 and 9, it's Carson Palmer and Vinny Testaverde with 23. Remember Vinny Testaverde? At number 7, it's Phillip Rivers. At number 7 is Phillip Rivers with 25. And then there's another tie. At number 5, tied for 5th, Drew Brees and Peyton Manning with 27. At number 4 is Joe Willie Namath. Remember him from 28.
Who can forget that guy? He's got to go down in history.
At number 2, tied for number 2, the great Dan Marino and Matthew Stafford with 29.
How about a round of applause?
Number 2.
That's an accomplishment within itself. Matthew Stafford. You
Number
stand
2
up.
all time.
There he is.
And number one is Brett Favre. Number 1 is Brett Favre with 32. But Stafford's going to catch him.
If they let him play again, Stafford is like, oh, God. He gets a lot of credit for things. He shouldn't have won that game. If that was Talanoa or anybody else back there, that ball gets caught. We take it back the other way. Momentum is killed. We run out the clock some more and possibly score 3 more points. And that game's over.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
I ain't talking about how hard they beat us.
On a serious note, I got some information for you.
Right.
Brock Purdy is going to have Tommy John surgery.
Okay,
It's going to happen.
This may have just developed. How long did you hear that?
I heard this all weekend. That elbow, he's going to have some surgery. So,
no, he is going to have surgery, but they seem to think, well, he's been trying to make up his mind the last 24 hours.
Yeah, I heard Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, that's went around.
If that's the case, now hear me out, Ronbo. You might disagree with me.
Yeah.
Jimmy's gone. You got Trey. Ronbo.
Matt Stafford.
What about Matt Ryan?
Matty Ice, yeah.
After really,
they'll have
as a backup.
They'll actually have to.
He knows the system, and he can get that ball out quick.
But, I don't know if Matty wants to play for Kyle anymore. You think?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know because he had his best season under Kyle.
I know, but him and Kyle. Well, you were right there, front row and center. Him and Kyle did not get along very well on some of the things they were doing.
Year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, he sort of like more believed them than afterward, huh?
It's a good situation for Matt Ryan. He's got the talent around him like he did in 2016. But like you and I talked about, Ronbo, y'all got to get 2 more dogs on that offensive line. You got to do it.
At least one. I think Aaron Banks is going to be okay after a full year.
Yeah.
And didn't even get injured. We still got Trent down there. The center, Jake Brindle, is possibly leaving because I think they're going to call him. And on the other side, of course, everybody knows the legendary Mike McGlinchey and Brunskill. I have to laugh myself. What is Casey, your buddy, Brunskill. But we got Burford. He might develop. They like him a lot. Because offensive linemen sometimes take a minute.
I'm watching the Super Bowl opening night here on Fox, and they got the Eagles. They introduced the Eagles. You know how they have the jumpsuits on with the green? That should be you guys they introducing right now.
I know, man. The Eagles. Even Lynch wants to play. I hopefully we can play them. I'd love to play them again with things being equal. I said, that's all I ask. Just don't take the quarterback off the field and have him come back out there with one arm working only. No, anyway, it's over. Nothing you
what
do
do you
about
think
it
about
Tony?
What do you think?
Tony, you're cutting in and out real quick because we're out of time, though. Try one more time.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, yeah.
What do you think about signing Matt Ryan?
It's an obvious choice because he knows he hits the ground running. He knows everything he needs to know. I don't need a guy to come in, a veteran to come in, and we have to teach him anything. So yeah, Matt Ryan is the obvious choice. I don't know how much he'd be expecting as far as pay, but yeah.
He'll say money. He won't. I don't think he'll command nothing big because he's at the end of the road. I think y'all should sign him as a backup to Trey. Let Trey start.
Yeah. If especially if Purdy's not going to be there. Purdy has now become probably the people's choice for the most part. If there's him not playing to start the game and just forcing Trey in there because he's a first-round pick, that's going to meet a lot of pushback. Trey's got to prove that that's his job, right? It's actually Purdy's job to lose right now. So he's got to come and get it and do it. Do it. Don't just look like you barely did it. Do it. If you can do it, do it. And everybody will accept that.
I think Matt Ryan will put your receivers' numbers are going to go up. And I'll talk to you about that on another show.
All right.
About what I mean by that.
All right. Tony, have a great night. Talk to you later.
And forget about the rumor Colin Cowherd saying you guys are going to sign Master Baker Mayfield. I laughed.
It's not happening. Maybe nobody's going to sign Mayfield. I don't even think Kyle likes him. Anyway.
I'll talk to you Wednesday.
All right, Tony. Have a great night.
All right, have a good night.
And Joseph, if I snapped at you in mistake, my apologies. I thought were you talking about, was I saying something about somebody else? I'm sorry. I thought you said, Ronbo said he is. I thought you meaning me. I said I was smarter than, I don't even try to say the word. I can't say that. Anyway, oh my God. By the way, guys, I want one word of advice. Don't react to the young Montana, which I'm learning to do. He feeds off that energy. That's why he says some of the outrageous things he says. Don't react. All right. Hey, yo, Ellis. 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 We missed Ellis yesterday, didn't we? And the kids had him down on the floor, tied up. Listen. Hey, oh my God. Live from his basement, somewhere in the LA area, he is Rudy.
Ronbo.
Comedy Central's #1 host, Rudy.
Finally, the Vermilion Super Bowl champion report comes to the Underachievers channel. I just wanted to say this. God bless Tony. You know, the man gets power driven into the concrete every year. The man is almost as bad as poor Philly. As poor Phil is it Phil Bill? They always says things that come out backward. God bless Tony. You know,
Well, you're talking about
he is adopted.
Chill Pill Phil?
Yeah, you know, he's always wrong. He'll say one thing,
No,
and
he's
the opposite
not.
happens.
Phil's not always wrong. Rudy, what do you want?
There's one of the Bills or Phils or one of them that's always wrong. You know, I can't remember which one it is. There's so many of them that call and they're wrong. But you know,
listen, Rudy,
God
you need to be polite
Tony.
to my people. If they're wrong, that's okay.
Well,
you can't judge them. All right, go ahead.
Ronbo, look, I can't believe Tony, and you can hear with a straight face, tries to pawn garbage, horrible Matt Ryan on you guys, but then with the on the side of his mouth, talk about Super Bowl champion Glock 9 Matthew Stafford soon to get a golden jacket, tied with Drew Brees for the fastest of 40,000 passing yards. Took all those beatings in Detroit. They were asking, was it Detroit or was it Stafford? In his first year with McVay, won the Super Bowl. Stole Tom Brady's soul in the playoffs. Broke the hearts of the little Niner fans at SoFi Stadium. Amazing, you know, Matthew Stafford in year one, and then everybody got hurt last year. We stood down, and Santa Clara still couldn't win the Super Bowl. What do we have to do to try and help you guys out, Ronbo? You know,
Rudy,
we took a break last year.
Rudy,
in the middle of the running back
season. You just refer to my
season.
team as Santa Clara. Listen, Rudy, you know, you just set a record for defending a Super Bowl championship. How do you find the cojones?
Well, Ronbo, you have to understand something. When you finish the season with Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Allen Robinson, Aaron Donald missed time first year in his career.
Listen,
when they're
Rudy,
on the sidelines, that makes sense. It's not like they were all out there.
No, I had people out last year that were out there on the field playing, which is a major reason why that you were able to win last year, Rudy. So no. If you're looking for sympathy because you got play, you're talking to a guy that watches his team go down like that every year. So I can't give you I can't tell you nothing about that.
Ronbo, if you remember, we have injuries too. We lost OBJ in the Super Bowl. We lost Robert Woods halfway through the season. We lost. We were down to our third tight end. We still won the Super Bowl. You know, the excuses are for losers, like Rocky said.
I didn't bring him up. You did.
Well, we won the championship, though. If anybody has some breathing room, it's the champs from last year.
Okay.
You know,
I'll accept that. You get this year off, and if you come in smelling bad next year, no love, Rudy. No love.
And then Ronbo, I'm going to tell you this: the Niners have been a formidable team. What does Kyle need? Everything to be perfect to win a Super Bowl. I mean, golly, the best Niner team is already behind them. You guys are going to lose some depth.
Rudy,
Jimmy Ward's probably gone.
You had
Al-Shair's gone.
Last year, you had one of the worst turnover quarterbacks in NFL history, and you still managed to get to the Super Bowl. That is amazing, and I give you credit for that.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
it's
I'm
not
talking
amazing when you look at
on a weekly basis, not just INTs.
That same quarterback is the active number one fourth quarter quarterback in the league when it comes to stats. So, you know, that's not surprising for Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is tied with Brady. Well, no, he's maybe 8 games behind Brady for fourth quarter comebacks by active quarterbacks. Now he's number one.
That's a lot of games, Rudy.
Retired. That's
a
lot of games, a lot of wins.
Longer than Brady, too.
But he's in Detroit though. But you know, Matt. But I want to just say this, Ronbo.
Hey, I don't want to hear about that Detroit excuse. And Matt Stafford had some of the best receivers in football history over in Detroit, and people keep giving him that excuse. Well, he played in Detroit, so
Ronbo, let's put it this way. If the Niners had Stafford, you guys would be laughing at us, and you'd be Super Bowl champions instead of the other way around.
You know, I don't.
That's just and Ayuk would be a Pro Bowler. You guys would get the ball out. You guys would have look at the no-look pass in the Super Bowl. You got to give the man his due. The man's a bad man. Glock 9.
Oh God,
he throws picks because he trusts his arm.
Aaron Rodgers, okay?
Well, nobody wants to be Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is Jared Goff in the playoffs. You give Matthew Stafford those Green Bay teams that Aaron Rodgers fizzled out in. Lost to you guys.
You got lucky last year. Your owner, the Rams' daddy, wasn't feeling well. He also had the best left tackle in football, dragging his leg up and down the sidelines. So you see, Rudy, you best be glad that happened and stop bragging. Listen,
Well, look, Ronbo, it happened again, so it wasn't that special that we did last year. Unfortunately, the Eagles proved that.
Yeah, well, you can't carry my quarterback off on a stretcher and still win the game. Understand? All right, listen, we've already talked about each other's injuries. Now, Rudy, I'm leaving you right here, back to the basement, and we'll talk to you later. Most likely on
All right,
Twitter.
Ronbo, God bless you.
Yeah.
And for one more week, we're still the champs.
Okay, can we move on now? Yeah. Hey, Michael. Bye, Rudy.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
It was okay, and until Rudy came in and started clowning. But that's Rudy.
It's all right.
That's
you
the
gotta
way
have
I'm
some
doing.
clowns in the chat sometimes. You gotta have some clowns in the chat,
Oh, plenty.
Some guys busting balls. It's okay.
Hey, but you know what, Michael? We're talking about a good time. We're delighted to be Niner fans because we continue to look like I'm talking about the cream of the crop. We've just got to get past these one little or two mistakes, and we could run a dynasty. I can see us go the next 3 years of nothing but championship football. But we got to stop with this.
We could do like we did in the 80s. We could do like we did in the 80s, win Super Bowls, non-stop.
So, I really feel, and I know we're wearing people out. You guys got a lot of patience. Sick of this. Change the goddamn coach. I know, but I just.
No. I have patience. Don't worry. I'm not worried about it. I'm young. I know Shanahan will be fine. Trust me.
I think so too. How many times?
I think we'll be fine. I like Shanahan. I could never let that guy go. And then they're talking about bringing Matt Ryan. Why would you just look for somebody like Rent, Kirk, the guy that used to be with the Colts before Matt Ryan, the other guy that used to be the ex-Eagles quarterback.
Foles. You need to have a. Shanahan needs, if you're going to be
the other guy, Wentz. No, Wentz.
Oh, Carson Wentz. Oh,
Wentz.
No, Rip Michael, you like Carson Wentz? He's a lot like Stafford. Yeah, he throws those shocking, all of a sudden, totally unexplainable. And people say the same thing about Jimmy. But the thing is about Jimmy, a lot of times when he's throwing his INTs, it was more than him involved in that INT. But with Carson, it seems like he passed out for a minute when he throws the ball like he does. When he's going down and he's still throwing the ball, he can't see where it's going, and it gets picked off. Why did you throw that? You couldn't even find a receiver.
Yeah.
So,
there's got to be some quarterback out there that will really come to Frisco. There's got to be somebody,
I don't know.
Besides those guys. I don't know what I want. I like the two guys we got now. It's Jimmy, but,
you need a third guy, though, no matter what. We went through what am I saying? We went through four quarterbacks this year. Four.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Trying to think, Tannehill, he's out there.
Maybe not. I think Tennessee's going to. Well, maybe not. I think Tennessee's going to bring him back. They don't have a lot of choice, at least for a backup.
Yeah.
See, when you start changing quarterbacks, you got to be careful who you go get because if he doesn't know anything about what you're doing, it takes quarterbacks a while to really grasp a system.
Yeah.
If you bring somebody in there new and he's a veteran, whoa, man, that's going to be. Unless you can bring.
The best guy I would have brought in would have been Kirk Cousins.
Kurt's still under contract, I think, though. If you're going to sign Kirk Cousins, you got to start him as a starter, though. You can't bring him in as a backup.
I would, and I would have to start him.
Yeah.
Tell one of those two guys that we got, we're going to have to put you one backup on one third string. For now.
They're going to draft one. You know that, don't you, Michael? Every year we draft a quarterback.
Yeah, they'll draft one.
Yeah.
Like you said, maybe the UCLA quarterback will probably be the one I think they're going to get.
They look at certain traits in a quarterback. I tell you something else, Michael. Yeah. Whoever they draft this year, he's probably going to be a kid that spent all 4 years in school and somehow didn't get drafted around the fourth, fifth, or sixth round. I think they're going to look at polish, and they're going to look at prepared. How much does he know about playing quarterback from high school through college?
And how many games he played out of 4 years?
Yeah.
And how many games he played for 4 years? Remember, you could play 4 years of college. You could miss a couple of weeks.
And be on the bench. Because Brock Purdy started from freshman year, right? And every year after. That's a lot of training.
Hey, God bless that kid. I give that kid a lot of credit, man.
Brian Combs says, we don't sign quarterbacks anymore to be backups. That's kind of true. Michael, do you think
No.
that Kyle Shanahan and company knew? Well, I guess they talked about that. You think they knew Brock Purdy had the capability to come in there and lead that team? They must have.
They must knew something, but they must watch them at college. You know what I mean?
Well, they did. They talked about
must
that.
Watch them. The scouts must went to Iowa State and watched them. Hey, same thing with Trey Lance, but they knew that Brock had more experience in college than Trey.
Yeah,
So
actually.
I mean, hey, they better off should have got Fields probably that year than instead of Lance. Or maybe go
Remember how we were split on that? I think a half our contingent wanted Justin Fields, and there were a few that wanted. Was there a
Alabama
third person? Yeah, did we have people wanting Mac Jones? There were very few though, because even if they did, they were afraid to say so.
Shanahan wanted Mac Jones. I think Shanahan wanted Mac Jones.
Well, no, he admitted to it. He was trying to make a choice between Mac and Trey.
I would have took Mac.
Would
Probably
you?
got more experience.
Okay, so there you go. So you're a guy that could because there's a few of us. There weren't many. Big Show. I don't know if he was for Mac Jones, but he knew Mac Jones was on the table. So
I would have took Jones in a heartbeat because of the years of Alabama experience, good school. You know what I mean?
Especially Alabama.
College conference. They were a tough division. I would have took him in hands down. I would have had him starting. Imagine how good he would have been for his first year starting.
And Shannon's system probably a little more so than what he was in Belichick's system or McDaniel's system.
But just imagine if you put him in our system with the good talent we have.
Well, yeah, it's true. He didn't have any real talent when he was at. You know what? You're right. He had Kendrick Bourne, and who else? He had a bust. That guy from Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at him,
he had one more guy that was okay. He didn't have any tight ends.
Running backs were mediocre.
Yeah.
If you put him in the Niners system, he would have probably been good. I think he would have done great in our system.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe that's a mistake that we didn't think about. Coach should have thought,
Yeah, you know what, though? What might end up happening is Trey Lance has not had enough training. He might be more than what we're looking at now. If they felt he was just a raw product that they could mold into something special, you know, Josh, what's his name on Buffalo?
Josh Allen.
Allen was a piece of poo-poo when he first came over there. He was wild.
He came from Wyoming.
Wyoming. He was a little bit crazy out there. He had a great arm, but he wasn't hitting anything, and he was out there running way too much. And now look at him. Yeah,
he's a beast. He's doing good. Just got to get them to the Super Bowl. That's why Buffalo struggles. They win games and they get beat by the Bengals.
Look out! The coach has got one more year. You know, as if somebody, if you're going to put Shannon in that spot, you got to do the same thing with that guy. So, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, we got to go. Tell you what, good stuff.
All right, Ronbo.
I'll see you Wednesday, huh?
All right, Wednesday's perfect. Have a good night, one.
You too, fam. Hey, let's check in on Alice again. Alice. See what you did, Rudy? You pissed Ellis off so much he doesn't want to play anymore. Ellis, I answered your phone before I answered Rudy's, though. I did. You weren't here last. I mean, hey, friend.
Rudy. Hey, this E. I'm here, man.
Okay.
Hold on to the fish sandwiches for us, Frank. Hold on.
Go on in, Ellis.
Rudy's digging the worms and shit out of his hair. You know, he's been underground, so he's over here trying to dust himself off. We didn't mean dust yourself, or dust the dirt and the you know, the worms and the things from underground off your body out here on the platform, man. We need you coming fresh and clean. You understand? Not with that bullshit.
Loco la cabeza.
But you know, bottom feeders are bottom feeders. He was down there with the bottom feeders, and you know the Rams are bottom feeders, so it goes together.
They're going to be. This is going to be a rude awakening for the Rams. They don't know it yet. Their fans don't believe it, but they're headed for a real nasty next year for sure. This year was just the beginning. I can't wait. Rudy.
Wait till Baker Mayfield starts stinking it up. Wait till we start seeing
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm writing a song for
Look,
Rudy.
no, wait till we start. Wait till we start seeing Cleveland Baker, year 3 Baker, year 2, year 3 Baker, over there in L.A. They're gonna be putting for sale signs on his ass real quick.
Like we was doing those commercials.
They're gonna have him and Stafford. Him and Stafford gonna be doing commercials together, and they ain't even gonna have a quarterback.
You
They're
know,
gonna be having to get paid off
them
of
companies hanging out.
whoever the hell it is.
They don't want those guys doing commercials. If you notice how quickly Baker Mayfield's commercials stopped after they got Deshaun. I actually enjoyed Baker's commercials. They were kind of funny.
Right. Partnership over.
Yep. So you know. But fam, you know what? Tonight we called it like to let everybody know as a fan base we ain't worried and we ain't bothered and we know we got good things coming. So you know, let's get on that realm. And I know you feel good about what's coming up next year. We still got most of our guys in place. We may lose some 1-year contract people or something like that, but for the most part, you know, after they sign Nick. And you know, Ellis, what I don't want is don't go through this. We ain't go pay Nick Bosa if he's going to act like this or this is too much money. Pay him and get done with it. Don't drag it out all season like they did with Debo. That was irritating. That was real irritating last year.
Yeah, we got 28, if I'm not mistaken, free agents. So
we got that many
sounds
again.
Sounds like that every year. Yeah, it's not just a couple. We got
Ellis,
almost, you know.
Do you think Jimmy Ward's going to come back after he did what he did? He put Shanahan on blast on his social media. Is that going to make somebody mad? Is Jimmy, maybe he's ready to go?
Yeah. No, that was Jimmy's farewell. I wish it wasn't, you know, but you know, I knew he wasn't happy playing corner and stuff like
slot,
that, but slot. But I mean, you got to look at it as that's how good of a player that you are. The versatility, the capability to play those sports. It's like, you know, those positions like, you know, like run skill and other guys. You know, I mean, Mike McGlinchey's playing out of his normal position, and I mean that's why
we get
he
mad
can't
at him
keep
every
any
week.
consistency.
True. In his defense, that's
you
true.
know, not that I'm trying to defend him or anything like that, but it's just we like to have guys on the team that can do multiple things, and when you can't, you know, it kind of depreciates the value. So it works into Jimmy's benefit when he moves forward because of his versatility. So he could actually argue, like, you know, if you guys want to move me to corner or you guys want me to play safety, either which way, you know, I need X amount.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
It's a really good bargaining tool
he's
for
very
him
valuable
when it comes to negotiating a contract. So I wish he would stay, but I don't think he will. I think that'll be because we got Brandon Ayuk looking to get paid.
Yeah. He's not for another year though. What year are we in with Brandon? 3? Yeah, this is number 3 coming up.
This is gonna be number 4, if I'm not mistaken.
We had him 4 years. This is going to 4. I think you're right.
I think this is. This season was season 3.
And he may not want to hear about. He may not want. His agent may not want to hear about a 5th-year option because he is a first-round pick.
Exactly. So, and listening to, like I was saying when he was talking to Brad, it sounded like he may be looking for that money a little bit sooner. He doesn't want to get strung along, you know, and seeing how the stuff's happening with other players and stuff like that. Guys are going to lose their patience with that process. That
because you can get hurt.
Unfortunately, the Niners.
You know, that's why you want to get paid.
And you don't really have any security. You know, but I mean, he got some. He still got some first-round pick money, and you know, his production and stuff like that throughout the year has been good enough to where he's earned himself some extra, you know, incentives and extra bonuses and things like that. I don't know what kind of lifestyle he's living. Hopefully it's, you know, a little more frugal than not. But right. Yeah. He's not getting no little chump change. So, but I mean, when it comes to the long term, I think he might go where the money goes. He doesn't seem to be a guy that.
Yeah, he's that kind of ball player for sure. There's no way he's got any that kind of deep affiliation with the 49ers. He said he'd like to stay with the 49ers, but he says, I recognize that it is a business. And he sounds like he's about business too.
He wants the ball.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be in an offense where it's kind of like, you know, the flip of a coin, whether or not he's going to, you know, get the damn ball or not. You know, he got 1,000 yards receiving. 70-something catches or whatever on the season. He
As
did
the
really
number
well.
2.
But
that's saying
exactly.
something. Yeah. He wants to be the number 1.
Yeah.
And
But
he
he wants to be the number 1. Yeah, and put it on his back. He wants to be that guy. They got teams where, he wants those Devontae catches. He wants those, 7 to 12 targets or more a game type of guy. He wants that kind of stuff.
Wants to be the
That's
man.
the kind of production he wants to.
You know?
Yeah, he wants to be the man, and I don't knock him, because he's got the ability.
And in this offense, that's when you got George Kittle, when you got McCaffrey, when you got Debo, it is going to be difficult for him to get the lion's share. We got to get into that Wednesday though, fam. Let me say good night, Ellis, now, and shout out to the squad, and looking forward to Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, fam. Thank you for the platform.
Thank you, Ellis.
Make sure you like, subscribe. You're at. Yes, sir, man. And
say
Rudy,
please say goodnight to Rudy. Yeah.
Rudy, you should be promoting your own channel and doing lives like Ronbo and see how many people call in. Maybe you can send us the link and we'll call in and prank call and just talk shit to you.
Yeah. Ooh, yes.
We'll have a good time.
Oh,
but
Rudy,
you won't be having you'll never have a Ronbo Sports platform. So
Rudy, seriously, you got to do it. I'll call in. I know Ellis is going to call in. Oh, you got a lot of people here to call in. Tony Wright will be in there first. Chris Hansen.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and dust that dirt off you, Rudy. We know you're on the ground. Literally dust that shit off you. Anyway.
Good night, Ellis.
Peace, family. Much love.
Peace.
Later.
Rudy, seriously, if you do have a call-in system, please let us know. Boy. Ooh. Hey, Frank. Come on in, Frank. Okay, but hey, Rudy. Yeah. Now, I told you I was going to call in. Now, just sit back and listen. First of all, your team is so-so. And you know what, Rudy? That's going to last for at least 6 years. Let's put some money on it right now. Oh, hey, Frank. Rudy, F them picks. Okay. Hey, Merrick.
No.
Merrick.
I had to do the pretend sleep just for the lulz.
I'm sorry. Say it again, Merrick. I missed that.
I had to do the pretend sleep just for the fun of it.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear you. You didn't snore loud enough. You got to get. Some of our snores are really. I mean, they get loud volume. Try again. There you go. Now you're talking. Now you're competing. Merrick, it's a night of when I decided we're going to enter the off season. We're not going to wait for the Super Bowl to end. Let's go ahead and enter the off season now. Normally we hang loose. We're having fun. We're watching the draft board. We're looking at free agency. Although this year I don't think we'd have a lot to do with free agency. We don't have any money. We need to save our money for our own free agents. We got 28 of them again. And you don't want to break up a team that one big cohesive unit. We're not like the Rams where it doesn't matter who leaves. The team's going to look the same anyway. We're a team that developed continuity. We've got a lot of high-quality ball players. Even some of the guys, when you look at a guy like JJ, right? Jawan Jennings, he's a restricted free agent, so we don't have to really worry about him. But there's players that we need to keep. Flanagan Foles. They're guys that are just part of the machine, So we're thinking like, okay, we're going to look under to the draft and see what we got there. We got a lot of picks, and there's probably going to be some trades. I know the 49ers are going to do something cute with those picks. So, what do you think? What's making you feel good about the season? Do you feel that this team has every reason and right to believe that next year we're going to be right there in the middle of the fight?
Well, I think we definitely have the talent to be right in the Super Bowl. It's just the quarterback is always going to come into question.
Oh, I really wish that would end.
I think Trey has the talent to do it. It's just can he take that next step to become, a top quarterback?
So we're not looking for a quarterback every year. While there's not an argument about as to who should start and quarterback competitions every year. That's really good. How many great teams do that? Us.
Yeah, as for free agents, I really only think we should focus on bringing back just a couple because it'd be nice to bring back everyone, but a lot of them are just depth pieces that we don't need to spend money on.
Yeah.
I think we should bring back Brendel. We should bring back Mosley. And maybe McGlinchey if he's cheap. But I would prefer to get someone else like Orlando Brown or Caleb McGarry.
Oh, Mick, that's gonna be the conversation piece of the offseason. I already feel right now. Everybody's gonna be wondering if the 49ers are gonna pick up Mike Wilginch's contract. Well, are we gonna find out next month? Yeah, we are. We're gonna find out next month. Well, they don't have to. I think the 49ers can stall him and say we're working out a deal with Michael McGlinchey. It could be as late as almost draft day. The 49ers are still working on terms with Michael McGlinchey. He seems to want this, and this. The 49ers are staying pat on what they want to offer. It's a little late for McGlinchey, though. He has no place to go. I can already see the 49ers playing a waiting game with Michael McGlinchey to get him to take the money they want him to take.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Because they're going to want to keep him.
I still think the biggest thing is what are we going to do about our backup quarterback? Is Kyle going to roll with 3 rookies? Or is he going to go out and get a veteran like Matt Ryan, Derek Carr, or something?
And Derek Carr is going to be too expensive. There's no way Derek Carr is going to come for minimum money. I mean, we're talking about a guy that just got a $40 million contract. And he's still considered starter material.
Hey, Ronbo, should we bring back Josh Johnson?
Mac, you're playing with me, right? He's kidding.
Yes.
He's kidding. Oh, God. Hey, you know what, though? As far as a practice quarterback, which is all I think he's always been, I don't have a problem with that. I just don't want to see him on the field in a game where we really need a quarterback to just function. Josh just stopped functioning. He didn't even know it. Oh my God, he just looked. I couldn't. Is he scared? I think I saw his hands trembling on the snap. That's when he dropped it. I was, oh my God. We're dead meat. I knew it was over. And it was. And it was. So,
yeah, I'm going to be bitter about that game until after the Super Bowl, especially if the Eagles win somehow.
I can't imagine Eagles winning. They can't cover. I mean, when Ayuk says, that was a touchdown that he was getting ready to throw him because he had beat that defender so bad. They got a couple of guys like that from McCaffrey. So I don't know how they're going to cover unless they plan on putting a bum's rush on Mahomes on every snap. Teams have tried that before and paid, so good luck with that. So we'll see.
I'm just saying, if like the Eagles somehow pull off an upset, I'd be upset, being like, man, that should have been us. But nope.
Yeah, the Eagles. If the Chiefs can with a broke leg can beat the Bengals, I doubt very seriously whether they're going to have a whole lot of trouble. And Andy Reid's been given too much time to figure out how he's going to beat the Eagles. They got a problem, man. They really do. And you know what's so funny? Because I don't care about the Chiefs either, but the Eagles piss me off thinking they're that. Well, they got a right to believe in themselves, but still, Damn it. I just don't.
Eagles fans are.
That's another reason why I want to see them lose. Their fans are absurd. The fans are the East Coast Raiders fans. Same thing. Just.
I mean, half of them act like they didn't even watch the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. Hey, we smoked you guys. Look at the score.
We put 31 points on them, and they're like, yeah, we didn't have a quarterback. That's why.
Yeah. Well, that's the name of the game, though. You do have to go out there and perform, and nobody's going to give you any sympathy. Like Rudy in here crying a few minutes ago about, let me tell you how many guys we had out. Okay, well, see, nobody cares. Yeah, you got to build your depth. Stop effing the picks. Get them in there and train them up. You can't get any sympathy for that. So,
Yeah. Although our roster is kind of at a point where we might need to say F them picks to get someone. Maybe a quarterback, I don't know.
You know what? I don't think Shannon and Lynch are ever going to be that kind of callous. You don't get rid of all your picks. Because you got to build through the draft. safely for any kind of sustainability, you have to build some kind of a draft. You can't just live off of free agents. That's going to play out. Now, they did get the ring, I must admit. But now, what are they going to do? They could have a deficit. You know, fans are going to stop coming. You know how? Remember how they stopped coming to our games a few years ago when Tom Trula and Kelly took over? Yeah, you're starting losing money now. Now it becomes serious. So, you know, you never get any primetime games. That's money. Networks tend to, you know, it just gets rough. You got to win a little bit, at least be competitive. Rudy, you know I'm talking about you. You guys are not going to be competitive. You, as Jalen says, you and the Cardinals, that's a joke. Merrick, we got to go. I guess we're good. Merrick, I tell you, I'll see you Wednesday, okay? Working that snoring.
All right.
All right, Phil. Have a good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Yo, Frank. Frank, I hope Frank didn't have a grease fire because you know how he likes to fry them fish. Frank, you okay? Okay. Hey, B-Ham.
Ronbo, baby, tell me about it.
Yeah, we were sitting there laughing and chuckling and jiving, kicking back and feeling like, okay, sober. Let's move on. Let's get to 2023. We got most of our guys coming back. We got to pay Nick Bosa, and let's go. You know, it's time for the next show.
I say pay Nick Bosa. I say try to get E-Man back. I don't know
they
what
talked
these
about that.
Clowns are. I don't know what these clowns in here are talking about getting Matty Ice, whoever that clown was. Let me tell you something. Did you see Matty Ice this year up there in Indianapolis?
Yeah, he was having problems. But B-Ham, you know, now that you mention it, though, we need a third guy, though. Who do you think that's going to be, though?
Ronbo. Not no goddamn Matty Ice. He gonna look worse than that. He gonna look worse than what JJ from Good Times looked like out there in the NFC Championship.
Oh, Josh. Oh my God.
Come on, man. Come on, Ronbo.
They scared him so bad.
I seen. Let me say this, Ronbo. I seen him almost have the Eagles whoop. I think they played this year, and they just blitzed him, and he just crumbled. It was
Josh.
No, they beat the Chiefs. No, Matty Ice. He crumbled,
yeah. No, Ice had a terrible
hey,
year.
Man.
He probably should retire from just last year alone because he really had a.
He should have. He should have said he was retiring before Brady said he was retired. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Man.
How old is Matty Ice?
Definitely. He is not older than Brady, but he need to get out of here.
Yeah, because he fell off.
I mean,
maybe it's the system and the coaching. I really felt sorry for him because I can't believe he was as bad as that looked.
He ain't fall off, Ronbo. He was never on. You dig? He had an MVP season. And don't get me wrong. He had an MVP season, MVP season. You feel me?
Yeah.
But Julio Jones was his goddamn number one wide receiver.
Yeah, he had more than Julio too. He had a couple other guys that were damn good.
Yeah, he did. So
they put together a good assembly.
Other than that, Matty Ice is garbage.
But you know, we do have to have three quarterbacks. I don't know that because we went through 4 this year, so we definitely got to have 3. We'll be out there with CMC and
maybe we need
and
6.
Juice out there quarterback. Well, yeah, you know, like we do running backs, quarterbacks and running backs. We can't get enough.
Yeah, man. I don't know, Ronbo. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in this Super Bowl. I hear Brandon Ayuk went out there and said that the Chiefs will expose the Eagles.
Yeah.
So
you heard what he said in the first place. You know, he said, "I take if
I haven't listened to it. I just seen some highlights.
Oh, was it hilarious? Ayuk is pissed off. He's, you know, if I was a betting man, I'd get everything I had and turn it into money and put it on the Chiefs.
Well, let me ask you this: Did that guy ever send you that link last night to what's supposed to be rigged?
Oh, you know, I got to go over to Facebook and check that out. Yeah, I'll be able to answer that later.
You know, I wonder just how true any of that is, man. I just wonder.
It's been echoed around, which kind of frightened me because I thought maybe he ran into somebody that was just clowning. They got the score and everything, 37-34.
It was a player that just said that the NFL was rigged on Twitter a couple of days ago or something. An ex-football player. That he will admit that the NFL is rigged. I mean, I don't know. I know one thing, Ronbo. If that score
is 37-34, we've all heard it. And it's scary. If the Eagles win 37-34, I'm going to be mad too.
Yeah, I'm gonna
They'll change that now, though. They're going to change it now just because they know everybody knows.
Yeah, well, somebody need to get blowed out. That's the only way it just don't look right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But other than that, man, you know, I'm hoping, man. Hey, we need some kind of offensive line. We need to work on that, and I hope Danny Gray comes in next year ready to go. I hope we figure out how to get Brock Purdy some more arm strength, and I don't know what the hell we're gonna do with Trey.
He's just got to get out there and get some reps.
If Trey comes in and play the same type of game that Brock Purdy played, I am absolutely fine with that.
Oh well, everybody would.
We do not need you to be a hero.
Yeah.
Just get the ball to the playmaker and use your feet to get out of harm's way when you see the blitz coming. And even when you get out of the way, just get out of the way
run
to
out of
make
bounds,
the throw.
Slide.
Do not get out of the way to try to run.
In other words,
man.
no
That's
Josh
all
Allen.
We need you to do.
Yeah, no Josh Allen football. Josh Allen's going to end up getting taken to the hospital one of these games. Josh Allen will run into people as hard as he can, trying to take him over like he's a running back. And I think, you know, Allen's going to play that out. Sooner or later, he's going to hit the wrong dude.
The only thing I fear is this, Ronbo. Jimmy G was a good quarterback for us, but the one thing about it, he can't stay healthy.
Can't stay on the field. You know?
We don't know what Trey Lance is gonna be, but we gave up a lot to get him. And right now he has been there 2 years, and so far it's looking like the repeat of Jimmy Garoppolo. He can't stay healthy.
I know, it's kind of scary, huh?
So I don't know what we're gonna have to do. Everybody want to say it's Shanahan's system. I think if you practice these plays to perfection, I don't understand why the hell you would get in the game and do not pick up your blocking assignment.
You know, because look at Brock. We're sitting here talking about Tommy John surgery. Every quarterback we got, and Josh Johnson, he's probably not some player getting therapy behind having been put in that game. So you know, we got issues. Quarterbacks.
I think I don't know. At the end of the day, Ronbo, you know, we can sit there and point the blame. Yeah, we had this corner, this tight end in there that maybe shouldn't have been in there. But at the end of the day, Ronbo, if our goddamn offensive line was doing the job that they supposed to be doing,
we'd be talking about Super Bowl 57 right now. I know we would.
We wouldn't be worried about why Kittle. See, this is the thing. We wanted Kittle to be over there to block, but then we want Kittle to be out catching passes.
No, I want him.
You know what I'm saying?
I want Kittle part of the offense other than just blocking.
I want Kittle a part of the offense, and the offensive line needs to do their job. Go find us somebody other than Mike McGlinchey to do their job.
Oh, God. Anyway, we got to go, and I'm going to see you Wednesday. And stay tuned because we're waiting for Rudy to open up a phone line. I don't know if he's going to work on it and get that done.
Hey,
And
Rudy
we'll
is
call his show.
Rudy is the dumbest asshole that call your show that is a Rams fan.
Oh.
The only thing the Rams did, Ronbo,
Yeah.
was went out there and did what you are suspected to do when you pay for a football team.
Yeah, lay down and die afterward. Bingham, I'm gonna see you Wednesday, and we may have our DC by then. We'll see what happens. All right, fam. Good evening. You on the road tonight?
I hope so. Be safe out there, brother.
All right, fam. You too. All right, Bingham.
All right. All right.
Hey, we can check back in on Frank. Frank? Okay, I think Frank is put it. Well, fam, I tell you what we're going to do. 49 Brian, the Rudy Comedy Hour comes to an end. Rams, you know what? I struggle with this, though. Why are you guys here? You know, last year you were here because you just won a Super Bowl. This year, you won an award for Beyond Bad. You know what I mean? You guys did something. You embarrassed the entire NFC West by doing what you did this year. Lost more games after winning a Super Bowl than any team in the Super Bowl era, and you're in here running the chat and running smack. You guys getting pained. You guys got some thick skin too, though. You guys can take abuse. I've seen some things said that are just outrageous. I mean, you guys are just getting beat up. And JD's got to have a bulletproof vest on. I've seen him take some shots. Oh, my God. There's a new guy named MG. It's unreal. Yeah, but if you guys are sadomasochistic, you did come to the right place, though. You'll get whipped for an hour and kissed. Put your leather on. Hey, fam, I'm going to go before I get too far on the line here. And I'll see you Wednesday. Thanks for the contributions tonight, fam. You know I always appreciate that. And please, subscribe. We have fun like this all the time, especially going between now and in the draft and into the season. So do join us. And hit that like. You too, Rudy. You hit it twice. You guys coming here for fun. You wouldn't have a life if it wasn't for us. Clowns. Niners!